our Almighty God, Creator of heaven and earth, Father and lover of our soul, you sit on your throne of mercy and rule with your love and faithfulness. You are full of grace. We acknowledge your presence in our lives. Nothing is hidden in your eyes, even our challenges and struggles in life. We come to you with faith. We ask not only for our daily spiritual bread, but to seek your forgiveness and undeserving favor to heal our land, our family members, our friends and neighbors, even our enemies with COVID-19 and other diseases. Holy Spirit, help us to deepen our faith and see the opportunity to believe, obey, and worship. As we face this pandemic, you are Lord and God. Encourage us and change our hearts, not to fear, but to be full of hope and find ourselves praying and meditating your word. We believe no works of the enemy prosper to your children. Abba, Father, we believe that your Son Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. He is the truth and our salvation. Hear our prayers, O Lord, and most of all, not our will, but thy will be done. We pray this in Jesus' name, the name above all names, who was and is to come. Amen.
Naghahatid saya sa mga Pinoy, mga kanta at programang Tatak Pinoy. Napapanood at napapakinggan kahit saan ka man. Streaming worldwide. This is V81 Radio.
Malayo ka man sa iyong pamilya, dito ay hindi ka nag-iisa. Tiyak ito'y iyong hahanap-hanapin, dahil ito ang nagpapasaya sa atin.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program anchors and producers and do not necessarily reflect the policies and position of this station. Samahan na natin si Atty. Jai at DJ Gaur sa pagpapaunlad ng kalusugan sa katawan, isipan at espiritual. Ito ang Gopalakas! Gopalakas! Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.
Payapang isipan, Gopalakas. Malinis na paligid, mabuting kalooban. Gopalakas, hangad na maglingkod sa kapwa kaibigan. Gopalakas, alagaan natin si Inang Kalikasan. Halika na totoo sa kalikasan at kapwa-tao. Isa buhay natin ito. Gopala, Gopala. Sugan pangkalikasan, Gopalakas.
So hi everyone, welcome back to the show, and since music ang ating pag-uusapan, nais ko kayong handugan ng isang awitin. Sana magustuhan niyo to. Nakaupo habang hawak ang gitara, umaasang may magagawang kanta. Sa panahong ito, lahat ay nasa bahay lang. Kesa kung ano pang gawin, eto na lang awitan ka. Yeah, Gopala, Vindarahama, Madana, Mohana. Gopala, Vindarahama, Madana, Mohana. Okay, saya naman pala ng ganito lamang. Napakasimple at napakatahimik ng paligid. Sa panahon itong lahat ay nasa bahay lang. Paniguradong lahat yan ay merong pinagkakaabalahan. Yeah, ako naman ito pa rin nakaupo, asa may magagawang kanta. Nagmumukhang walang kwenta sa paningin ng iba. Wala na daw ata kung magawa, hindi awitan ka. Yeah, okay lang, ito ang tunay na ligaya. Makita kang nakangiti habang aking inawitan. Ligaya mo ang aking ligaya, kaya bahala sila, di ako titigil na awitan ka. Awitan ka. Hindi ako titigil, bahala sila, awitan ka. Heto na, oh yeah, yeah. Gopala, Vindarahama, Madana, Mohana. Gopala, Vindarahama, Madana, Mohana. Gopala, Vindarahama, Madana, Mohana. Gopala, Vindarahama, Madana, Mohana. So magandang umagang sa inyo lahat and welcome back. Ayan, so sana nagustuhan niyo yung aking inawit na kanta para sa inyo since music ang ating pag-uusapan at meron tayong special guest. So, bago natin i-introduce ang ating special guest and syempre ang ating pag-uusapan ay nais ko muna kayong kamustahin. So, sana okay po kayo and sana safe kayo and sana nakakain na rin kayo ng almusal. Kamusta po kayo mga kaibigan? Paki-comment down na lang po dyan sa atin. So, and everyone, and I want to shout out para maraming salamat sa ating V81 Radio, syempre. And syempre sa Swift Care, sa mga OFWs na nanonood sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. Syempre kay Sir Rolly Pagaspa, sorry. Nagkamali na naman tayo. And syempre kay Sir Rally. So syempre sa ating founder and may-ari ng V81 Radio. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. And syempre sa lahat ng ating viewers and listeners, thank you very much for tuning in again. So, panibagong Sabado, panibagong pag-uusapan. So, bago tayo mag-proceed sa ating pag-uusapan, nais kong tawagin ang aking co-host since wala si Atty. Jai. Kasama po natin ngayon si Ate Chandra. Magandang umaga, Ate Chandra. Welcome sa ating show.
Hello, Gaur. Maraming salamat. And magandang umaga sa lahat ng nanonood at nakikinig ngayong umaga. Ayan. So, bumati mo muna tayo, Gaur. Maraming nang bumabati sa atin.
Yes, pakibati muna ang ating mga nakikinig.
Okay, good morning, Gopalakas, sabi ni Dixie Palmos. And nanonood rin si Emmy Perez Villamor. Good morning from Australia, Erin Resurrection.
Thank you so much.
And nanonood rin si Stella Gonzalez. Ay, gusto ko lang siya batiin, birthday niya kahapon, Gaur.
Oy, happy birthday po.
So, happy birthday.
Stella. Ayan po. Sana po nakapag-enjoy kayo ng magandang birthday. Ang daming ngayon, yung buong taon yata ngayon, puro end of birthdays. So, lockdown birthdays tayo ngayon.
Oo nga. Tama ka dyan, Gaur. Kaya napakaganda na
so, anyway,
actually.
Yeah.
Napakaganda ng ating pag-uusapan ngayon, ano? So, ipakita natin yung poster, ang ating theme for this week.
Yes. Ayan. Ang music that heals. So, how can music uplift our life? So, yan. So, Ate Chandra, makakasama natin mamaya si Sir NILO Santos.
Yes,
so, I think
excited
marami
ako dyan.
tayong exciting na maririnig sa kanya. Siyempre, isa yun sa mga tinatawag nating the legend sa music scene. So, siyempre, mamaya mapag-uusapan natin yan. And I think it's time to start for your segment na, Ate Chandra, para hindi na natin patagalin. I think yung mga viewers natin and listeners, siyempre, excited na rin sila na makita ang ating guest. So, Ate Chandra, please take it away.
All right. So for this morning's news segment, pag-uusapan natin kung paano nakakatulong ang mga research at saka mga studies, kung paano nakakatulong ang musika sa ating buhay. So according to researchers, they have evidence that the processing of music and language, specifically memorizing information, rely on the same brain systems. So patients with memory loss can often remember mga kanta, no? At saka mga specific lyrics ng mga kanta. So doctors use music and lyric recall to help these individuals trigger and retrieve lost memories. So kung gusto nating makaalala ng something from the past, usually nakakatulong daw na makinig tayo ng mga kanta during that time. Okay, researchers have also uncovered evidence that suggests music we heard as teenagers have a greater emotional bind to our brain more than anything that we listen to as adults. So this idea of music nostalgia is of course masaya at fun to do, but it is most impactful for people suffering from memory loss, including those with dementia or Alzheimer's. Okay, another study naman from Austria's General Hospital of Salzburg found that patients recovering from back surgery increased rates of healing and reported less pain when music was incorporated into their rehabilitation process. Finnish researchers also conducted a similar study, but with stroke patients. They found for stroke patients, if they listen to music for a couple of hours a day, their verbal memory and focus attention recovered better, and they had a more positive mood than patients who did not listen to anything or nakinig lang sila sa audiobooks. So music is increasingly being used in therapy for brain-related injuries and diseases. And brain scans have proven that music and motor control share circuits. So music can improve movement for those with Parkinson's disease and, of course, for those individuals recovering from a stroke. Lastly, in the neonatal ICU, of course, the babies, the premature babies, they hear a lot of sounds, the sounds of life-saving equipment, ventilators, and all these other things, and they are very difficult to mute. But a new study suggests that some sounds, such as lullabies, may suit these babies and their parents, and even improve the infant's sleeping and eating patterns while decreasing parent stress. The study, which included 272 premature babies in Mid-Atlantic NICUs, examined the effects of 3 types of music: a lullaby selected and sung by the baby's parents, an ocean disc, which is a round instrument, invented by the Remo Drum Company that mimics the sound of the womb, and a gato box, a drum-like instrument used to stimulate 2-tone heartbeat rhythms. So researchers found that the gato box, the Remo ocean disc, and singing all slowed a baby's heart rate, although singing was found to be the most effective. Singing also increased the amount of time the baby stayed quietly alert, and sucking behavior improved most with the gato box, while the ocean disc enhanced sleep. Okay, and we all know there are so many other benefits for listening to music, not just medically, but also emotionally. And we'll be talking more about that in this show. So I'd like to move on to the next part of my segment, which is the interview portion. And today we have actually invited some very talented musicians to further expound on the other benefits of music. So first off, I will call on yung kasama ko na kanina, si DJ Gaur, of course. He is not only an anchor for Gopalakas, but he's also a singer and songwriter in his own right. Nakita nyo yan kanina, and with how he opened the show. Hello, Gaur.
Magandang umaga. Welcome back again. Nandito ulit ako.
Kasama tayo ulit, okay?
Yes, apo.
And then next we have naman, I will be calling somebody whom we've had on the show since the very beginning.
Yes.
Each episode on a positive note, diba, Gaur? He's one of the
Yes.
founders of Music Meditation P8, okay? A group advocating the practice of mantras and music and meditation for a healthy body, mind, and spirit to bring inner peace and happiness from within. Welcome to the show again, at the beginning of the show this time, Manu Gonzalez.
Yan.
Hi,
Magandang
Chandra.
araw.
Oh, thank you so much. Hello. Gaur. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Maraming
Kita
salamat sa
tayo.
VAT1. Salamat din sa Gopalakas for this opportunity. And sa mga ating nanonood, sana okay lang kayo dyan.
Yan.
Yeah.
Ayan. Okay, are you excited to be on the beginning part of the show this time, Manu?
I know na kakaiba yung feeling na nandito ko ngayon sa beginning. Pero salamat sa opportunity. I hope we can share a lot of maraming magandang pag-usapan tungkol dito sa subject ng music.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
So now we'll head on to our main guest for this week. He's the last but not certainly the least. We have invited the man who introduced and popularized what is now defined as Pinoy rock. Okay, the pioneer and creator of some of the best rock bands and singers in the 70s and 80s, like Juan de la Cruz, Wally Gonzalez, Mike Hanapol, and of course, Sampaguita. He produced the historical cultural opera Mahal, the first original Philippine rock opera, winning multiple awards for its original songs. Now he is leading proponent of Kirtan Yoga, which is also another term for music meditation, and a Brahman initiate of Jagat Guru, Siddha Swarupananda. He is the founder of the Ecumenical Foundation of Asia, the Center for Life, Sacred Sound Productions, and Mantra Kirtana. We'd like to welcome on the show NILO SANTOS, also known as Lakshmi Narayandas.
Yan.
Good morning,
Magandang
sir.
umaga, Sir Nilo.
Good
morning.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Yes. And meron pa tayong isa pang makakasama, Ate Chandra. Ang ating
Yes.
kaibigan and Tito Toby. Yes. So, please welcome Tito Toby on screen. Ayan. Magandang umaga, Tito Toby.
Yeah, blessed morning,
Magandang
Chandra,
umaga.
Gaur. Oh, Manu. Welcome to the morning segment.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then,
Thank you so
of
much.
course,
Nice to see you.
yung ating legend na bisita ngayong araw na, for so many years, he built up most of what was known as the Pinoy rock environment in the early days in the Philippines and popularized many of the rock stars during those days. And up to this very point, yung mga pangalan nila, we can still remember. Anyway, nice to see you, Nilo. Nice to see you. It's been a long time.
Haribol.
Good morning, sir. Okay, it's an honor for us to have you actually on this show. So, can you tell us a bit, tell our viewers about how you got started with music and specifically the genre of Pinoy rock?
Okay, well, that's gonna take some memory searching here, and it's been quite a while. And I was listening to Chandra earlier about what she was saying about the information on all the research that's been done. So let's see if I can look back into my memory. Maybe a lot of it has been erased. Chandra said that cases of dementia. Hopefully, that's not the case with me. But parang it seems like 100 years ago when I was in high school, and there was I was a freshman in high school, and there was this band that they were the seniors during that time, and that was RJ, Ramon Jacinto, RJ and the Riots, and during the I looked. They were the ones that got me interested in music because I was a freshman in high school, and they were seniors, and they were the band of our school, and so I said they inspired me to put up my own band. And during that time, the music those days were those popular bands, or the Shadows and the Ventures in the USA and England. And so I put up a band, and we used to play at school parties and school events like school fairs, and we kind of got pretty popular for a while. But really, what made us break into the scene, so to speak, was there was this really popular TV show where we were the mainstays. Every Saturday prime time, we would go on ABS, CBN, and it was a show called 19ers. And so after that, we became pretty popular band. And that was when my life, being a spoiled person and everything during those times, became pretty reckless and notorious, living the wayward life, so to speak. And that went on for a while until, came a heavy experience in my life. And so I took a break for a while. After that, I came back, and as Chandra was saying, I produced the first Philippine original Filipino rock opera, the Mahal. It was called at the Cultural Center, which was sponsored by First Lady Mel Marcos during that time, and that was a critically acclaimed rock opera. It won 8 out of the 10 Awit Awards for its original songs. Then after that, with some of my former band members like Mike Hanapol, I decided to go into Pinoy rock and produce Mike Hanapol as the first Filipino male rock performer. And then right after that, I decided that maybe there should be a female version. So I produced Sampaguita. And at the same time, there was all the New Moon concerts. There was a series of New Moon concerts. I think there was around 4 or 5 of them, which was very popular. And from during those times, the audience were mainly called Jap Rocks, which is why we had that song called. One of those songs we made was Jap Rocks. And there were other concerts as well, and culminated with one of the biggest concerts I ever had was when I brought in Eric Clapton uh,
Oh.
uh, at the Araneta Coliseum, and that was huge. And I got to meet Eric Clapton, and it was quite an experience. After that, I moved to the USA and stayed in Hawaii and lived in Hawaii for a very long time, where I spent like maybe 10 years. And then I came back here to the Philippines, and that's where I am now. Kind of semi-retired and just enjoying my old age.
But of course, you're still playing music.
Still playing music, still into rock, still, haven't lost my love for rock, and now continuing more on the spiritual path of music. Um, much of the music that I did during the time that I was producing, I always tried to inject spiritual messages and philosophical information into those songs. And if you'll notice, a lot of the songs that we did during those times with Mike Harapon and Sampaguita always had an uplifting sort of higher message that would
Message.
that we hope would bring consciousness of the people to higher level.
Mm. Okay.
That's so cool, sir. Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, I've heard songs like Tao and Laguna. For sure, there was some kind of a more higher message there, trying to uplift, as you said, trying to uplift the consciousness of the people.
Yes.
Yeah. When I first heard it, that's what I realized. It's so cool.
Yes, sa Diyos lamang
Ayun, yeah.
was
Yun,
one of
that's
the
one. Yes.
really messages that we're trying to bring forward the spiritual aspect of things.
Yeah.
So Gaur,
Yeah, during
sorry, sir,
in
go
those,
ahead.
in those days, basically people were looking for direction. That's one thing I could remember because I was still a bit younger but that time, but I could see in my older brothers and everywhere around that there was a lot of soul searching by many of the young people then. So that's why even the music had changed incredibly, from more of the classical time to more of something of an expression that's kind of rebelling a bit, and trying to look for meaning in lives of people, the young people. Kasi alalahanin nyo, during those days, there was also a war going on. And the drug scene
Yes.
was all over the place, and a lot of confusion, So there were times where young people were looking for a way out or a real true message that gives a whole meaning to why they exist, So that's why when the song started to come around, wow, it was quite nice, and there was a whole crowd who was really interested in it, and it actually it gave a foundation to others in the future that there's such a thing that instead of just making noise, you uplift the spirit, of all the listeners,
Yes.
bring back a whole change inward.
I was gonna mention nga Tito Toby that for Gaur during the time, he wasn't even born yet, right, Gaur?
Yes, pero naririnig ko sila, Ate Chandra. And I was influenced of like Sampagi.
Oh,
And
no.
syempre,
Oh, napunta
I'm
na-
more fond of listening to them than, hindi ko naman sinabi na I hate the modern music, right? Kasi yung ibang modern music, we use them as a reference to write songs. But, yung kung makikinig ka ba, yung lalim ng awit na binibigay nila, like Sir Nilo is producing, like, for example, sa Diyos lamang, it's like, for me, it's my theme song nung ako ay mga 10 years old. Parang may cassette tape pang collection yung tatay ko nun. So I
Okay.
keep on repeating playing it. So sobrang, even though parang ang sarap bumalik sa nakaraan na nagbibigay yung mga musika na inahatid nila sa atin. May meaning. Hindi lang siya basta
Yes.
tumutugtog ka with the melodies and rhythm, yung beat nandun, but the message itself, it's giving us the meaningful life na kailangan natin. So parang uplifting siya, hindi siya basta may kanta lang, may lyrics. So, napakaganda po nung inirelease ni Sir Nilo. Kaya, I'm a fan. Yes.
Tama yan, Gaur. And I'm sure all of you know, like si Gaur, si Chandra, di ba? Somewhat we've learned about these virtues, this philosophy, and yung mga about how to be, morals, how to become a good person, and how to
Yes.
live your life. We've learned it, and then we hear these songs. Kaya exciting is when I heard these songs, I'm like, "Oy, these are the things we've been learning in our childhood, and what our
Yes.
mentors taught us." It's like, wow, how nice. Yeah, even though we've heard these songs later on, pa.
Yes, yes.
So Sir Nilo was not just the main proponent of Pinoy rock. Can we say, sir, that you're the main proponent of this kind of uplifting messaging in songs po?
Wishfully, yeah.
Yes, for
Wishfully.
So, sir, because of this, this is your main, like, this is what your songs were centered around. Would you say, sir, that music and upliftment, or specifically healing, which is the topic of our show today, are closely connected or can be connected?
Yes, absolutely. There's a popular saying that music is the universal language. It crosses boundaries, and it's been inspirational and used in many occasions. It's a very powerful medium. As people in love, so they play the romantic music. It inspires them. It makes their love grow. Nations and countries, when they play their national anthem, it inspires nationalism. And even during wars, they would have their musical entourage drum the warriors into war and inspire them to fight, in sports and arts and everything. So music is a powerful medium. It's been used. And in healing, of course, medical and scientific studies have proven, just like what Chandra was saying earlier, that it is very, very helpful and therapeutically for sickness to heal. There's medical proof that it is quite commonly known that most of all diseases and sickness, of course, it comes from of the very common thing, which is having a bad diet. That will cause you to have all kinds of ailments and disease. Cancer, diabetes, all these things. But really, the number one cause, it's been proven, of most diseases and sickness is stress. Stress is actually number one. Second is
Yes.
your junk bad diet, but stress is number one. So it's been, if you can reduce stress, the stress in your life, which is the number one cause of all sicknesses, then your immune system is able to be strong and fight off any disease, whatever it may be. And so you can use music to eliminate stress from your life. And because all sound have frequencies or wavelengths. Some are good, some are bad. For example, cell phones, they emit frequency that's not good for us. But certain sound have the frequencies, and science has used these frequencies in healing, for healing purposes. So music is a sound vibration, and the right kind of music therapeutically will heal. And the number one way it will do that is to alleviate your stress level. That's
Okay.
basically, what it is now.
Yes.
Ano kasi sir, feel good. Diba?
Opo.
Yeah,
Huwag
especially
nang
nowadays
pakay-kay.
with the COVID, with the COVID situation that we have now, it's really very stressful. I mean,
Yes.
we're living in fear, because at any moment, it's so unknown that we could get the COVID virus, and then at that point, it's a matter of life and death. So this is very stressful, and it's so important that during these times that we are healthy, have a strong immune system, because if you have a strong immune system, then you'll be able to fight any kind of disease, and that includes the COVID-19 virus. So playing the right kind of music around every day is not going to make you stressful. That means to say you're going to have a strong immune system, and whenever any kind of sickness or disease comes your way, your body's going to be able to fight it. And nowadays we need that strength and that immunity boosted to fight the COVID-19 virus.
Yeah, this is so interesting simply because the natural sound, when you're talking about frequency, we surround ourselves with all the different unnatural noises or sounds, especially those living in the city. And when you're in the city or nakatira lang kayo sa bahay, this type of frequency, when it starts to move, it bounces pa. So it adds to the mumbo jumbo of this frequency that coming from all different angles. Even the unnatural sounds of even vehicles and all of this. This kind of detaches us from a more natural way of or what nature has in store for normally people. It's a way for us to nurture our hearts and relax ourselves. But because most of us has embraced a life that's kind of urbanized, so it's more difficult to find such an oasis in a living condition in an urban location. So the music that is, the frequency, the audience are listening to this. The frequency is the key kasi may rhythms ng katawan natin
Yes.
So pag masyadong aggressive yung rhythms ng katawan natin is, so we don't get to relax. And this is
Yes,
where
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Grabe na how it can affect you, just these little subtle things, right? Yeah. Especially like when Sir Nilo was saying yung about this COVID. You even hear the radio hosts themselves who report about COVID.
Yes.
COVID. And they even themselves say, kung natatakot kayo, nasistress kayo sa balita, take a break. Go listen to music. Don't listen to us.
Yes.
Kakastress talaga. Yeah.
Very important, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, each molecular atom and cell of our body contains energy, and it's been studied that if you look at inside each atom, you will find the energy, and also the energy seems to be pulsating to a certain frequency. Um, and so there seems to be a sound vibration inside each of our atoms. And so throughout the universe, all this vibration in each of atom, there seems to be, you know, a musical symphony of creation going on through the laws of nature.
Ah.
So meaning,
And
sir, we all we need is to be united with that, right? Para maging relax tayo and makuha natin yung tamang pag-iisip.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Link
That's
up.
why-
Ingatan ako yung ano yung saying na, just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Just go with that flow. Go with that flow. Yeah.
Yes.
add
Right,
natin yung
right.
sinabi ni
That
Tito
flow.
Toby, go with the natural flow.
Yeah,
Yes, the
That
natural
flow.
way, the natural flow, right?
Okay. So I understand, sir. So of course, music plays a very important role. It's a universal medium, like you say. And how does this connect po with the type of music that you are creating now? Especially, specifically, you are the main proponent actually for Kirtan Yoga. Manu is also an advocate of the same type of technique. So the type of music that we listen to is also, di ba, very important, sir.
Yes. Well, definitely, because there are music that would bring it down. There are, some I've listened to some music that are kind of violent. So definitely, the kind of music is important. What we're into now, is music meditation, also popularly known as Kirtan Yoga, and that's basically you take the sound vibration or the music that is sacred. The sacred sound, which is the highest sound. There's the music, of course, that inspires and heals, and then above all music there is the sacred sound, and basically that is the highest, because that is basically means the sacred sound is basically the holy name of God. The holy name of God is the highest and the most sacred sound of all. And it doesn't matter what name of God. God has, many names, innumerable, endless names. Eh, God is one. God is not two. God is one, but He has many, many names. For example, here in the Philippines, we might have a plant that's called kalachuchi or whatever, but in another country, that very
Right.
same plant will be called something else. So
Yes.
it's different names,
Plumeria.
but it's the same plant. So similarly, God's names, He has innumerable names, but there's only one God. So we take those holy names and put it into music, and that's what we call Kirtan Yoga and sacred sound. And these mantras also, we call them mantras. When you put them into music and you chant and you sing them, they being the holy names of God, they're very powerful, because um, uh, unlike us human beings, God's name and Him Himself, they're the same thing. So when you say God's name, it's like He is there also. He's present in His name. So it's very, 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 very powerful. So this is a good thing to practice music meditation or kirtan yoga. Previous to this age and time, the method was silent meditation, but that's not applicable or appropriate anymore in this day and age, because it's so hard. You're going to meditate and then the air is polluted, and then there's all kinds of noise. You're meditating there, and you can't meditate for long without being disturbed. So
Right.
it's not anymore for this age. But a few thousand years ago, the prescribed method for salvation or enlightenment was given to us, and that is uh, mantra meditation or the sacred sound or the chanting of the holy name of God. And so that you can do easily. You don't, you can do it in a polluted, noisy environment, and you'll still be fine. And you'll be doing this music meditation. Anytime you want, you can play it, in a rock kind of way, which is what we do. Um,
Yes.
in the project called Mantra Kirtana. We have put up a project called Mantra Kirtana to put forward this mantra meditation in a rock style, and that's what we've done. And you can check out some of our music on Facebook or YouTube.
Okay. And I understand, Manu, this is the same type of, the mantras are also incorporated into your kind of music. It may not be rock. You can talk about that.
Yeah. That's actually music meditation PH. That's what we offer. Before this lockdown, we were regularly holding these sessions in like
Yes.
Makati and Alabang. Yeah, people come physically, and then now we're doing it online. So just like Sir said, it's so easy. You can practice it. You can do it anywhere. Just like what's happening now. You can be physically there, or like now, what we're doing now is online.
Virtually, yeah.
Yeah. And like I always say during our segment, all you have to do is really just rest your heart and rest your mind in these healing sounds. Yeah. Actually,
Yes.
it's good to see Sir again. I haven't seen Sir in a long time, but before this lockdown, me and Gaur and
Yes.
we get to
We get to
engage,
spend
and
time. Yeah.
spend time and
Play music.
play music with Sir. Engage in music meditation. Yeah,
You know,
and even sorry, Sir, and even share it with. We went to PUP like that and shared with
Yes,
the
we
PUP
have
students.
concerts,
It was
right?
really fun. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Roby.
in fact, that POP concert is on YouTube now.
Oh, right. Yes, it is.
Yes, you can watch that.
for all the listeners, it is such an opportune time because simply we all, as individuals living in this world, we always try to find an oasis for us. And this world has a limited thing to offer as far as relief from the different burdens we're faced in life. Like, ang Gopalakas, when we got started, was to bring about a healthy well-being, not just physically and mentally, but actually more meaningful spiritually. And such connectivity to our true nature is very important nowadays, especially, alam nyo, ang buhay ng tao pag hindi natin binigyan ng lalim yan sayang. Siyempre, ang influensya ng environment sa ating kapaligiran, malakas din, nakaka-apekto ng ating consciousness. Ngayon, kung tayo we do something at home and create this type, okay, sa isang certain time of the day, for example, this is when I exercise, this is when I eat, may schedule tayo. A good thing for us to be looking at is a certain time of the day, this is where your solitude takes place. You create your little oasis in your life, and you give emphasis to that, and then that basically detaches you from everything that's around you that has been bothersome and stressful, and actually connect to that which is meaningful and deep. So, Sir NILO, it's so nice that you're sharing these experiences again. I think it's such a wonderful thing you guys are talking about, and I see some a younger generation here with Gaur and Mano, who's basically you represent your own generation in the form of music that you want to express yourself with and share it. Just as Sir NILO did in the past, where not only just getting the rock thing going, getting all the rock stars to come around together, but actually there's more meaning to what is being presented, and this is where music becomes more kumbaga, the effect and the impact in people's lives will be tremendous. Sir,
Yes.
we're almost done here, but we would
Yes,
want to hear
sir.
from you some more, you know?
Yeah, so actually, sir, nga with the three, I was gonna say the three different generations of Gaur, of Manu, and then Sir Nilo or Sir Lakshmi Narayan Das. What unites or what is common in the three of them is their advocacy of music, and music that not only heals but also transcends and not only heals the body but heals our mind and our overall well-being as well. And it's so great nga that Sir Nilo is here to share that. If you want to watch a lot of more of his music, all right, specifically his current kind of music, you can visit Mantra Kirtana on Facebook, correct, and YouTube. That's right, po,
Yes.
Sir Nilo. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
And,
Yeah.
for Manu, it's Music Meditation PH. And for Gaur, DJ Gaur, Evangelista
Yes.
on Facebook also. So before we end, we'd like, Sir Nilo, would you like to say something to end just this interview portion and our discussion on music and in general?
Yes. During this time of the pandemic, a lot of people are praying, and that's what I've found to be what's going on. A lot of people are praying because they are looking to God for their to allay their fears, looking to God for an answer, and that's the best way. And because of that, when we look to God, we pray to Him and we ask for Him because of His unconditional love to give us His protection, to put us under His care and shelter, to embrace us and to protect us from this COVID-19 disease. And so a lot of people are already praying, so we can join everyone by putting our prayers into music and singing His holy names, and that way we are one with the world in prayer to the Lord, and seeking His love and embrace during this fearful time of the pandemic. That's what I'd like to tell everybody.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you so
For
much,
those
Sir
of you
Nilo.
watching, we can join Sir Nilo later at the end of the
Yeah.
show in
Yeah.
this music meditation practice, right,
Yeah,
sir?
he'll be doing music meditation at the end of the show for today.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Looking forward to that later at the end of the show.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll
Sorry,
until
Sandra.
then.
Sir Nilo, are we gonna after this lockdown? Are we gonna go out again and do concert
Yes. Nga pala,
and
Sir
share
Nilo, what's your
these
plan
healing
after
sounds with
this
the people
encore?
again?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is, uh, so many months of this lockdown. It's we need this thing to end so we can, go out again.
Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
We look forward to that, Sir Nilo, to Manu and DJ Gaur. And Tito Toby, we'll see you again shortly as you talk more about practice of music in solitude. So thank you
Okay.
so much to all our guests. We'll see you again later.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you guys. Sir
Okay,
Nilo,
bye.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Ingat.
Thank you, sir.
So maraming salamat. Yan, palakpakan po ulit natin ang ating guest speaker, no, Ate Chandra. Napakaganda ng kanyang mga
Yes.
binitawan na message sa atin, especially for this NCOV. Actually, kanina, parang sabi ko, oo, tama. Universal language ang music. Hindi, ang karamihan ng kabataan, siguro, hindi ko naman ginajudge sila, syempre, pero hindi natin to nakikita. Ang nakikita lang natin sa music is for the pleasure of the ears, We want the pleasure for the ears. But this music, we can use them to heal, We can use them to uplift our lives. Halimbawa, gagawa tayo ng music natin or we play music with this beautiful and healing sounds na makakapag-uplift ng buhay natin. So, we're very
Yes.
thankful for Sir Nilo sa generation niya, and hopefully madala rin natin ulit at hanggang sa next generation.
Future generations. Yes. Andyan ka, Gord. Hindi ako nag-worry.
And Sir
Okay, so
Manu,
bago tayo,
syempre.
of course, yes, yes. So bago tayo mag-break, bati muna tayo, Gor, no?
Alright, sige po.
Sa ating mga viewers. Paul, hi Paul Lara, he's watching, and good
Yan.
morning from
He's
Katman.
watching from there, sa likod namin. Kapitbahay na namin yan. Palakpakan naman natin.
Oh wow, taga
Kakalipat
Bulacan
lang
pala
nila.
na ngayon.
Yes. Oo.
Okay, okay. Kat Nanta, I think she's from Antipolo, right? Tina, hello, good morning. To Anna Kunanan, good morning. Matt Resurrection and Jay Resurrection. Ayan, magkapatid yan. Gopalakas, good morning daw. And to Thomas Trenkner, hindi ko alam paano pronounce yung last name. Thomas Morella Trenkner Jr., I'm guessing he's watching from abroad. Malit De Leon. And si Ma'am Janet nanonood.
Ma'am Janet,
din po.
nanonood dyan. Hi, Ma'am
Yes.
Janet. Magandang araw po. Thank you for tuning in again.
Yes.
And nandyan si
So-
KRST Bon. And syempre, watching this is Sir Rally Vargas. Hi, Sir Rally. Magandang umaga po sa inyo. Ayan.
And
So,
then,
syempre,
sa comment section rin pala, Gor, nandyan si Kalindi, or sa StreamYard, si Kalindi
Yes.
Relova, and si Gilbert
good morning.
Pasqua saying good morning din. Ayan.
So maybe we can proceed and we will have a short break, no, sa mga ating listeners and viewers. Thank you again for tuning in. Magbabalik po tayo sa mamaya-maya. Ayan. So see you later. We'll have a short break. Thank you very much.
Pangkalusugan, pangkalikasan, Gopalakas. Haribo ni Tagore, Haribo. Haribo ni Tagore, Haribo.
Ayan. So we're back again and with the Living Wise segment. So Ate Chandra, sa ating Living Wise, right, we have 3 experts here.
Yes.
Andyan sila Tita Socorro, Tita Marisa, and Tito Toby again. We'll speak more on what? That solitude in the finding solitude, right? Paano yung tamang
It's for Tito
doon?
Toby. Oo.
Yeah. And syempre, si Tita Socorro
Tita-
sa kanyang specialty with the wisdom and some music therapy with Tita Marisa. So, ano po masasabi niyo regarding sa Living Wise? Mayroon ka bang ma-share regarding that segment, Ate Chandra?
For now, I'm just excited to hear what they have to say. Pakinggan muna natin
Yeah.
sila, Gor. And then,
Alright, so,
let's see.
okay, so welcome na natin ang Living Wise.
Okay.
I can't say so.
Again, a pleasant good morning to everybody, to
morning.
the
Yeah.
viewers and the listeners. We had quite an exciting
Big
conversation
one,
and topic this morning pertaining to music that heals, you know. Anyway, first of all, before I get started here, Tita Socorro, please, let's...
Good day to everybody, wherever you are in the world. It's a good day.
Okay, Tita Marisa.
Hello, everyone. It's always nice to be here with everybody. And today it's really nice. I like this music topic of ours today.
Anyway, you know, first of all, before we get started here, I want to greet our good friend Janet Paredes.
Yes, yung
Oh,
ating guest speaker
yes.
some shows
Yeah,
ago.
I
no?
know she's listening in, and
And
again,
Janet, we're gonna have you back soon.
we're gonna have you back
Yes.
soon because we have to give more information to everybody who's inquiring about it.
Yep.
But anyway, today let's continue on to the subject on music that heals. And earlier there was a mention of the rhythms, no? Dito sa amin sa La Union, where we are in Lotus Valley, it's not only just a farm or agriculture areas, but I made it a point 10 years ago was to make it so that valley becomes a forest. Kasi kadalasan natin kasi, when we think of agriculture, we tend to look at only, or we live in a farm, puro pagkain lang ang naiisip natin eh. But yet, we don't really understand that there's more actually in nature that heals our heart and mind and makes our body healthy without having to put something in your mouth.
Yes.
Di ba? You see, most of the time, ilan ang senses natin? Di ba? We have our eyes, our ears, our nose, skin natin, our feel, then sasabihin na natin our hands, our feet. Ano yan eh? All part of working senses yan eh. But many times, when we are in an unnatural state, we tend to disregard the impact of the environment that is in an unnatural state that affects our well-being. Because our senses in a highly urbanized location is too, kumbaga ano, it's strung out. There's overstimulated ang nangyayari. So we become, kumbaga ano, not in tune, even in our normal rhythms in life. Kanina there was a mention of frequencies.
Yeah.
Every kind of sound has a certain frequency. Some of it can be disturbing, some of it can be calming. But when you are living in an unnatural state, since magnified yung senses natin, the tendency is that everything that comes in, instead of relaxes us, it stimulates us some more.
Sometimes agitates.
Yes.
Oo, sobra kasi.
Yung dynamics doon, pag nasa internet ka, nanonood ka, or you're in TV, this whole thing just agitates, yeah. So that's why it's so hard to sleep. There's a big issue on people, almost 40, or I think there's that percentage, 40% of people that live in Manila could barely have a restful sleep.
Maybe even more, yeah.
Yeah.
Grabe dun. It's hard
So
to sleep
minsan itong
talaga.
COVID is a welcome Kasi may curfew.
Oo. Tumatahimik.
Tumatahimik. Tsaka tayo kailangan to be indoors. But yet, you have to at least get hold of certain things in your life to make it so that even in your home, you can make some arrangement. You unplug the cell phones, unplug all of these
All
things.
the gadgets.
All the gadgets. Teach the young people, your children, anybody, hey, there's such a thing as life without these things.
Hindi sila makapaniwala.
Kaya pag brown out, wow, wala nang electricity.
Exactly.
Parang nasaan yung mga gadgets,
So,
paano mag-work.
Where we live right now, it's already a thriving young forest where all the wildlife is back. And, just you go to the trail, just around the farm. You're not like, kasi minsan ang mga tao, ang tendency nila, pag pumunta sila sa isang natural na location is, lalakad sila. Oh, saan ang ending nito? Kadalasan yung maglalakad sila, gusto nila malaman kung saan mag-e-end. So kumbaga hindi nila nakakapa yung ganda ng lugar. Kasi yung nagiging, matatapos na ba yung stay ko rito? Instead of, let's say, if you go to a place, like here, we have a nice waterfalls na sumikat, o kaya dito sa tabing dagat, ang tendency kung ano lang yung intent mo, yun ang gagawin mo. Kunyari, magsusurf ka, surf ka na lang. But you are so unaware of the natural sounds and settings that are around you. That is what is actually beneficial. There's such a thing as forest therapy, or bathing in the goodness of the forest, or the ocean. The Philippines is surrounded by water. No matter how highly urbanized ang isang lugar, there's always a time na may calm. Yun ang hahanapin ng isang tao who wants to really relax. And he has to create that ambiance in his environment. So,
Kaya yung ibang bisita sa farm nyo, di ba, sabi, ang ganda raw ng tulog nila. Hindi ba
Yes.
tuloy-tuloy. Experience
because
the
there are
quietness.
yeah, and even in different season, you can hear the different sound of the forest and the
You can hear
air,
the stream kasi.
the stream, the air
sa may
blowing,
tubig.
the leaves, o yung tassels ng mga bamboo, mga ganyan yan eh. These are so relaxing eh. And then
And now the rhythm of the rain.
the rhythm of the rain.
So
So
yung
these
iba,
are,
hindi napapansin yon yung
No,
sound
I
ng
love that.
rain, no?
Rainy season, sarap tulog ko.
yeah, and then definitely it is, again, there's a study on this already. It's proven fact that many of this, if you go to places that are so natural, it, the goodness of the ocean, for example, or the forest, the trees, meron isang klase na sinasabi nila. That's, again, it's proven scientifically already and medically that it is good to stimulate or to boost your immune system, especially yung killer cells natin, yung mga cells na lumalaban sa mga sakit. Yung mga sa mga viruses. Ayun ang binuboost niya. So, in the natural environment, it's not just the quality of air that you breathe. There's much more. Minsan na hindi natin binibigyan ng importansya. Kaya nga pag sinabi ko na pag kayo pumunta sa isang, kunyari, may trail na papunta sa waterfalls, iniisip nyo lang makarating sa waterfalls, pero hindi nyo dinadama yung sarap at ganda ng riverway, yung papunta sa waterfalls, and then instead na nagmamadali ka, or, nangyayari kasi minsan, when we were starting this program dito nga, I'll share you a few experiences. 10 years ago, when we started going, I was bringing people to these waterfalls, and we would hike for 45 minutes to an hour to get there. E ngayon, naging popular waterfall na yung spot na to. But nung panahon na yun, we enjoyed the serenity, the
Very
quietness.
meditative.
Anybody, even napakalayo ng lakad, 6 kilometers roundabout yun eh.
Pero
Pagbalik
hindi
mo,
ka mapagod. Ano?
mapapagod ka physically lang, pagod
Yeah,
ka.
but you feel
Pero
good.
yung refresh feeling is so, kumbaga, is something you want to look forward to. And actually, you don't have to wait for this time to go to a solitude place, to a waterfall, or to an ocean. You can create the same ambiance in your home. Kaya yung earlier discussion on setting the right frequency within your own home if you are not near a countryside, and then that is possible. It's possible in people's homes. It's possible in our lives, And then,
Ano ibig sabihin mo yung magta-tape sila ng sounds
Yeah,
from the
you
forest?
take
Di ba
the
sa
sound
spa,
of the
when they go
forest.
sa spa, meron din
Yeah.
ganon.
Yeah,
Diba?
the natural
Yun,
sound.
naka-tape.
or something that's very
Or they have
meditative.
little fountains.
Little
diba?
fountain.
Yes,
the
and
water.
then you add the healing sounds with it.
Yan,
Then the beginning, your ambiance is more of relaxation, and then once you're relaxed, then it's so ideal for meditative experience. So this is so important,
Yeah.
So it was read earlier that sounds is neurological benefits from
Yes,
people.
for your nerves.
When those who are practicing even Tai Chi or even doing yoga asana or even doing stillness meditation, you add the breathing and you add the music to it, the music that heals, then total ang healing mo, hindi lang physical and mental, but actually,
Sa
you're-
puso.
sa puso ng tao. The spiritual well-being is also. Because on the end of the day, we are by nature spirit. And this is our natural food. Just as our body would need air and food and nourishments, the soul also requires such relaxation and such healing sound to nourish the heart.
Yeah.
So,
Diba sa meditation, they use the sound Om.
yes.
Yeah. I went to a music therapy seminar, and they were talking about Om as being the frequency that is the best for healing.
Yes.
It's para siyang, di ba, when you say the Om, mahaba siya, no? It's like a
It
droning
vibrate.
sound. Yeah, it vibrates. They said that it's connected with the source of all energies in the universe. You
In
can
fact-
even get like a tuning fork with that correct frequency daw, and you can use that for healing
In
the
fact,
body.
in one of the ancient literature sa Vedas, sinasabi that of the sound vibrations, the sound Om is representative of the Supreme Person.
Oh, that's why
Yan
pala
of
healing
all
talaga.
mga
Oo.
sounds, yan ang representing the Supreme.
And it's also said it's like a root of all the syllables.
Yes.
It's Om. Yun ang ugat niya. You know, that's where it all begins. Okay.
Amazing, isn't
Yeah.
it, no?
Kaya nga, it's just a matter of, like now, dahil we're at home most of the time, you know, and then we engage in even basic breath meditation in the beginning, and then you add it with sound, and then you can fix your house a bit.
Yes.
Take out all the clutter around, and
Yeah.
you know, get a little bit more creative tayo, di ba?
Like our plants here, bring
Yeah.
in nature.
Bring in nature in your home.
Yeah.
And bring in plants. Ang hindi ko lang nagustuhan yung balita nung isang araw, yung mga nagbebenta ng magagandang halaman ng mga ornamentals na binibili ng tao. Tataksin na raw.
Sus, lahat na lang
So sabi ko
tinataas nila.
yung
Give us a
nature,
break.
sabi ko nga this is something that if people don't realize it, you know, you create such ambience in your home. Put the natural setting in your home. You know, if you are kasi kaya ako nasishare ko sa inyo to kasi I live in a forest. When you enter into a, hindi yung sinasabi ko kanina na huwag kang magmamadaling na makaalis o makalabas na. Pupunta ka lang doon para may titingnan na ganito tapos alis ka na kagad.
Tapos,
Kasi pang selfie lang.
Tapos
Yan,
dala mo
alis
pa
ka
yung
na.
may kinakausap pa si Sel. Hindi, sara mo lahat. Ang mangyayari niya, you can hear, even you can feel the whispers. Yung mga, kasi all the living beings are there. They have their own little dynamics.
Yeah.
And even the trees that are so still, alam mo, certain trees, you can feel their frequency and vibration.
If
Tapos,
you're sensitive enough.
if you can feel these things. And then you realize pala, ito pala yung healing. The healing. Kaya, in nature, it nurtures.
Yes.
Okay, this is the healing potential and dynamics of nature. That's why, here, kunya sa amin, nasa tabing dagat kami ngayon, may tinatawag sila na from where the water breaks, yeah, and then the land begins. For a lot of living entities, like marine sea turtles, yung mga pumupunta sa lupa, tapos taga-dagat naman sila. Kumbaga, ito yung sacred grounds nila.
Dito sila nanganganak.
Dito
diba?
sila nanganganak.
Oo. So, it's
Bakit
a very
ganon?
nurturing strip.
And then, unfortunately ngayon, nagiging bahay na yung beachfronts ngayon. But nung araw, when I saw this place, ang daming mga beach forests. And I could see so many thriving living entities and plants in it.
Flowering pa.
Flowering pa yan.
Maganda,
Kasi
oo.
you know what happens is, there is what is known as the negative ions. It's very strong in an area like this. Kung nasaan yung, may mga 1,000 meters inward, yan, mataas ang negative ions. Kaya nga, ang healing potential ng mga lugar na ganito is so good. And also the sound of the ocean.
Yeah, the rhythm of the waves.
Yes. Yun yun. Okay.
Ang ganda. Talaga tayo, we are all rhythmic beings. I mean, even just with our breathing, di ba? There's a rhythm there. That's our natural state. Kaya lang, nagkaroon tayo ng COVID, nagkagulo-gulo nasira yung rhythm natin, sira yung ating tempo, di ba? So, it's like, it threw us off. Yeah? That's why we're all trying to find, a way to get back to normal. Yeah, but however, itong COVID naman, ang tagal-tagal naman, no? So, we need something to help us get back that rhythm. And of course, music is the best way. Yeah, it's really nice they made that song that we will heal as one, no? Which is very musical. When you hear it, nakaka-inspire, instead of feeling like you want to give up, you still keep going. Yeah, so this is because music really is, it really has a healing quality about it. In fact, way back in the past, they already said, those who were philosophers, they considered music and medicine as sister sciences yan, no? that they actually really go together. Yes. Even the time of Pythagoras, he's a mathematician, but somehow he was also, yeah, he was a mathematician, but he was also involved with healing. He would give music as a means of healing his patients. No, also true with Hippocrates, who's the father of medicine. He also used music to heal patients. Now, here naman sa atin, in the East, even in the old text ng mga Oriental medicine, yeah, meron mga sinasabi doon that before pa pala nagkaroon ng mga acupuncture or herbs, they were really using music as a means of healing.
Maganda yun. Very non-invasive.
Yes,
no?
very non-invasive. At saka, kitang-kita nila talaga that is very good. They said primarily yung music, it actually heals the invisible person.
Yes.
And the body, later on, they said, okay, sa body, it also helps the body heal, but primarily they used herbs to treat the body. So they were really sister, the medical thing. And then the music, they both help in our healing, yeah. But of course, later on, naging pharmaceutical na ang ano, di ba? That's been the thrust of modern medicine, pharmaceutical stuff. But there's a time after the First World War and even the Second World War, yung mga veterans of the war that were in hospitals, for there were some musicians that came and started playing music to them. And then nakita ng doctors and nurses na, wow, this is really helping the patients get better
nice.
quickly. They were able to even, syempre after the war, di ba, what you have PTSD, yeah? You're all in trauma sila. They're in shock. Some
More
cannot
shock.
speak, and they're just hopeless.
Depressed.
Oo. But then, when they started hearing music, everybody started getting better. So much so that since then, yung mga doctors, they would actually ask people not to come and play music in their hospital, not to help the patients.
Yan yung binanggit kanina sa neurological
Yes, and
effect.
emotional.
And emotional.
No?
Kasi it uplifts.
Yes.
That's the main
oo.
thing. Kasi to heal, you need an uplifting spirit.
Yes. oo.
Yes.
Kasi kung pain, there's so much pain, and sometimes you're stuck with so many things. Maybe this is something that our doctors or modern doctors should put in the ICU.
Tagal na nila. Kailangan
Imbis na may TV lang, na nanonood yung tao sa TV or whatever, naririnig mo yung heartbeat mo, yung ganun ba?
Kung kayo binanggit ni Chandra kanina about the NICU, no? Neonatal ICU. Oh my God, I've been there, because 2 of my grandchildren were born too early,
Premature.
Oh my God, it's really depressing there kasi all the children are hooked up to so many machines and every so often may alarm dito, merong batang umiiyak doon. And it's really frightening and stressful. So really to have music there, I can understand how that can, help not just the children, but even the people caring for the children kasi it's very heart-wrenching, no, there. So anyway, after this findings of people that music is helping those who are sick, nagkaroon na ng movement, even way back in the 1700s, 1800s, nagkaroon na ng what is called music therapy. Yeah, so this music therapy, they use music. The thing with music therapy, as far it's you don't have to be a doctor to help somebody with music, and you don't even have to be a musician. Yeah, but
Don't
you
have
can
to
get
go
the training.
10 years of training in the school, tapos bumagsak ka pa sa board ng mga medical
Yeah,
exam.
but you can get training to be a music therapist, and music therapy is very helpful in so many ways. Yeah, just like nabanggit kanina, if you are in pain, it helps you shift your attention kasi
Yes.
from the pain. No, it
Takes away your
modulates.
focus from what
Yes.
your body is going through.
Yes, whether it's pain or sometimes your worries, your stresses in life, it can lessen your attention on those things, and you just focus on the nice music. Yeah, and then it also affects your cognition, your understanding, and even your memories. Yeah, just like I think it was mentioned earlier also. that you can remember the good days, the good old days when I was young and I didn't
Teenager.
have I didn't have yet arthritis, kaya ko pang sumayaw.
Maalala
It
mo
brings
lahat
you
ng
back to good
songs.
memories. Yeah. So people also have Alzheimer's with memory issues. Yeah, they play music to help jog their memories. Yeah, it really helps. And then also it helps your behavior. Sometimes if a person is stressed, masungit, magalitin, could be tending to be violent. Yeah, if he is able to be given music therapy, then their behavior improves.
Hindi ba Tito
Yan.
Toby, pati yung kamatis
Oo nga.
nag-improve pag magandang music?
Sa agrikultura, ganyan yan eh. There was an experiment they did, when they played rock music sa mga halaman ng kamatis na may bunga. Natuyo lahat.
Namatay yung halaman.
Pero when they played classical music, mga Beethoven type, wow, they were vibrant.
Siguro
Fruits
they
were
need the rock
better.
music of NILO because
Yeah.
his rock music is different. Yes,
Uplifting.
more healing properties.
So there's so much to this, like even when you're in prayer, to go deeper.
Ayun,
Diba?
communication yan.
Communication
That's
kasi yan.
another thing that music therapy improves your communication. Because sometimes if a patient is, for example, in shock, or you're depressed, di ba your tendency is to go within yourself and not deal with others. But with the help of music therapy, they start to come out of their shell. They start to, start talking about their problems, and in that way, be able to accept help.
Yes, in fact, yung one of our friends here in La Union na nagka-stroke, he said when he started doing music meditation
Yeah.
and singing, kasi di ba nauutal
Yes,
minsan as an
oo
effect of
nga.
the stroke, pero when he started doing music meditation, started singing, nag-improve na raw yung kanyang
Yes.
speech
Yeah, he's
therapy.
improved a lot.
Ayun.
He's able to talk
Oo.
very much, and he comes and communicates more with everybody. Kasi when you have issues like that, nahihiya ka magsalita, di ba?
Oo.
Because nga, people are like, seem like they're having a hard time listening to you. But because of music, and music therapy, especially with the healing sounds we use, na-enganyo siya. Nawawala yung kanyang, sense of embarrassment. And so it improves everything. So in that way also, their socialization improves as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So ang dami talagang benefits ng music therapy, especially at Gopalakas, the kind we use nga with the healing sounds.
So this is an opportunity for us many times that naririnig natin na it's so easy for us to get into it. I also practice qigong and I teach qigong. There are certain sounds that we actually teach people to heal and strengthen certain organs. May ganun yan.
Maybe next time you can teach
I'll
that,
share
yeah,
this
here.
information,
Oo.
Kasi
Ang sarap nun, the one that he's talking about is really to put you to sleep.
put you to
Really
sleep.
relax.
Really relax.
Really,
Parang your organs get so energized, but at the same time relaxed. I don't know how it
That's
works
the main
both
thing.
ways.
It's a cleansing thing.
Yeah.
Certain sounds for certain organs. May ganun na practice yan.
Okay, so ako naman mag-share sa segment natin on wisdom, and I would like to show the video that we have here about an orchestra in Paraguay, and
I love orchestras.
yes, unique orchestra.
Okay, let's see.
Let's look this known from the group Landfill Harmonic. Okay,
Landfill.
Oo. It's a
Okay,
very
Miguel.
interesting
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
Okay.
¿Entienden? Bueno, entonces tienen que atender.
Mi nombre es Víctor, toco el cello.
Mi nombre es Ada Maribel Ríos Bogado y toco el violín.
kids in Paraguay actually made all of the instruments out of trash.
Look at this. That's a fork, people.
Let the gift of music shine through tonight on that stage.
Okay. Yan po ang sinishare ko ngayon kasi dahil gusto ko lang pong ibigay yung message that even in the darkest moments, even in very the downside of economy situation, you know, everything seems down for most people. There are still opportunities for us to actually do good with what we have and what we are sent with, we are given. Siguro many people think, oh, napaka situation na nasa landfill ka nakatira and everything, and basically these are very poor people. And yet with a positive, creative, and resourceful outlook in life, no, nakagawa po sila ng paraan para to share with people music. Okay.
And they also end up helping to heal the land because they take away all of this garbage and turn it to something beautiful.
No, kaya nga, hindi ba yung kahit yung pinakapangit, pwede pa rin natin pagandahin. So even in our life, you know, let's not give up hope. And basically, like with these children, they're young children, but of course they had a mentor. They had somebody, an older adult, who was teaching them how to make the instruments and how to put together the orchestra. Yeah. Actually, kailangan natin po sana yung mga leaders natin is to help people in these different practical ways, you know, na even inspire them through music and actually sabihin natin, ang poor na, wala naman silang instrumento, ayan po, merong paraan. Violin at cello, mahal-mahal kaya kung bibili ka ng cello at violin, di ba? Pero sila gumawa at yun, they produce beautiful sounds out of those, you know, handmade materials na very unique. You know?
And actually, they themselves healed from that producing the music, right?
Nagkaroon sila ng ng motivation.
Yeah.
You know, kung baga
confidence, creativity, self-respect.
Imagine we were on worldwide TV. They were on
and
the
I think they also traveled.
They traveled and everything. So makikita natin na people appreciated, you know what, their story. It's not just music, listening to music. We always listen naman to whatever symphony orchestra there is. But more important was the message. The story na binigay nitong mga batang ito na pwedeng meron tayong gawin sa buhay. And that music is one beautiful thing we can share with people. And that we can always, you know, use what we have to produce that music. And I must say also, kasi nga yung being in an orchestra, I always think working in an orchestra or playing music in an orchestra is a very special thing because you need to synchronize with everybody else. Kailangan, yung sinasabi mo, may frequency, may rhythm, and everything. More so when you play with other people, kailangan in tune, in timing, tamang timing, and everything. So basically, when you want to do play in an orchestra, you have to, you know, cooperate with everybody else. You have to, meron kang unity, meron kang unison. And to me, it's just like what the word yoga stands for, meaning union of body, mind, spirit with the Supreme Spirit. There's union, no? Ganon din yung orchestra. Pag may nag-out of tune dyan, masakit sa tenga. Hindi ba? Pag you're not playing the right timing, the right rhythm, it will stand out. It will, kumbaga, create noise. So for us to live together in the world, we have to have experienced this unity, this union, to produce something beautiful. You know, so when we live in a community, we live together in a society. Sana po merong ganung unity, may beauty in what we do, cooperation, everyone, brotherhood, respect for one another, and let's work together as one. You know?
Yeah, and one thing with orchestras, hindi pwedeng ikaw lang magpe-play, di ba? You can't take over ako lang.
Oo, nagda-drum ka lang.
Yeah.
Walang
You
dating.
really have to bigayan and
Oo.
tulungan.
Oo. Yeah, so life is like that. We live and hopefully it will be a beautiful orchestra music that we are producing together in life and working together in unison to achieve the goals of helping one another to become really happy, satisfy people with uplifting music. Yung sinasabi nga ni Sir Nilo is to give a message to people and actually help people with our music.
In the past, di ba yung mga gospel music?
Gospel music is
one thing now.
Up to now, and then, but it was more so during the days, naalala mo yung history niya. You look back at some mga areas in America where that music was so uplifting for them to the point where there was the way they were presenting it. It was so.
I must mention also,
praise music.
Gary Valenciano also tried to have, gospel, messages in their music. We have people in showbiz who are trying to also come up with messages to uplift people. Kasi meron tayong sasabihin na clean music, yung maganda yung dating, malinis yung message and everything. Kasi I would like to just mention that when it comes to messages, merong messages na minsan, like, the greatest love of all is love of me. Ganun ba yun? Kumbaga, yung sinasabi lang, ito daw yung pinakamagandang love. But actually, Lord Jesus Christ says that the greatest love is love for the Father. And then, the second one is love for your neighbor. Wala yatang, be a higher than the number one, no? The love of me, a love of self, no? Hindi ganun yata po ang naging turo. So, basically speaking, there are different kinds of messages out there, and sometimes we have to learn how to discriminate.
Learn to filter things.
It's
actually filtering.
Oo. Kasi minsan mga tao, ganda ng tono, kanta lang ng kanta, just sing along with it. But if you look at the message, it's very mundane, very self-centered yung mga ideas. So, yun lang sa mga messages po at saka playing music together.
Not all music are created equal. Some are better than others. Yeah.
And some are depressing. Some music is actually depressing. Meron nga
That's why may just look at movies. Tanggalin mo yung sound.
Ay, nako.
Manood ka.
Hindi ka maiiyak.
Parang corny. Kumbaga, it's not the same. But
Saka even in music as medicine, they really choose certain types of music.
Correct.
Hindi yung maski ano lang.
Kaya ngayon, yung sinabi kanina, yung sacred sounds. Kumbaga, kasi may music, pag sinabing mundane, it keeps you in this setting. But for music, that is transcending the temporary realm ng ating buhay. Ito mga
It's a higher
music, meaningful, malalim. And these are the things that actually change people's lives.
Yes.
So this whole thing about, earlier you were mentioning we have been so used to being taught to be competitive with one another. So that's the kind of world we were taught to be. That's the type of world the environment was created in. But really, right now, just as in the orchestra earlier, right, there were no one competing with one another. Everybody was helping one another.
Yes, they're contributing their
There's a
own
contribution
thing.
to a common good. So similarly, when we are faced with crisis in life, whatever medium that we are using or that influences us, kaya nga sinabi yung love thy neighbor This is so crucial and important. So we have to learn to live in union, right, with everybody else, learning to care for one another. And then again, I will sum up everything that was discussed in this last almost an
Yes.
hour and a half. Time flies,
Yeah.
from the healing sound to rhythms in life. You know, when we have a meaningful life, the rhythm flows very nicely.
Yes.
Bumabalik yung
And then if we could learn to keep this rhythm going, because we as human beings, we are gifted with a good memory, long memory. And then sometimes, if we do not or tawag preserve our faculties, our hearing potential, our sight, our taste, our touch. You see, vital yan eh. Pag overstimulated yan, kumbaga na-worn out din natin yan. At saka hindi natin inalagaan ang ating sarili ng tama. And all of this are meant for something that is more refined and meaningful. It's not like, alam nyo, unless you have a hearing defect, most average person, the last sense that is still very active or strong is your sense of hearing. And this is an important thing. Now, let's say if you're engaged or you find the time to be engaging in meditation practice using breathing and sacred sound meditation or healing sound, individually, ang kagandahan nito, you know how, di ba, siyempre, sa buhay natin na to, when we have to leave this world, mag-isa ka pa rin eh. It is what you hear, the commotion that you hear
Yes.
around you, that will put you in the right state. Either you'll be afraid or you'll be, kumbaga, you'll be at peace.
So yung scenario when you're leaving, dapat yon also very calm and peaceful.
Yes.
Hindi nag-hysteria yung mga tao.
Yes, and it's so,
Diba?
and it's what gets everybody in this mood is like the uplifting music, the cleansing music, yeah, yung sacred sound. That's gonna be what you are hearing until your last breath. So, syempre, that experience itself, you'll be at peace. You're not struggling.
Yeah.
You're not so afraid. Things are just on the right situation for you to leave.
So lalo na yung maraming nasa ospitalan, no, na ngayon full ang mga hospitals, whatever kung anong sickness or kung may COVID, even for the frontline workers, di ba? They need to be able to experience the stress-free or to relax and to not be so, uptight, with what is going on, but actually feel the comfort of healing sounds. Kasi that's what will help us go through this crisis.
So it's not only, see, if we have that as a frontliner, as a service health provider, if we experience this, then it's easy for us to be able to accept what is around. Kasi yun nga, if you are so totally so strung out already, everything becomes magnified.
Actually, they're so not just strung out but exhausted.
Exhausted.
Also. But healing sounds can revive them, give them some more energy to continue.
Because this, make it a part of your daily life. Kung pag humanap kayo ng oras na gano'n, it's your solitude. And during this solitude period, you relax, you breathe, you meditate, and then use the healing sound, the very potential of the healing sound that has to do has not only just calm us, but actually heal our heart too.
I don't know this, just like, I just like to bring up sometimes there's before the lockdown when you ride the jeepney or you ride the tricycle, tapos yung sounds ng mga pinapatok.
So loud. Your heart is going boom.
Hindi nakakakalma
Stress out.
Tapos yung naman, minsan din yung...
Tapos di pa tayo magkarinigan, sigaw.
Tapos yung mga busina pa, yung mga ingay pa, pag ambag mo lahat, di ba?
Tapos minsan, pag matutulog ka ng gabi, mga nagkakaraoke ng mga neighbors natin, di ba? So, sana people will be aware that these things can also affect, other people, and that therefore, out of consideration, sana po, mas maging relaxing naman yung environment natin. Not too much agitating. Lalo na kung hindi niya kayang kantahin yung mga tono na ihinaan na lang natin, o kaya naka-headset ka na lang para out of consideration. So these are things that, maybe when you go back to the new normal or the normal, natural,
The real normal.
real normal, people will be more considerate. People will be, that sleep is very important. Quiet is very important. To give us a more healing environment, rather than a noisy environment.
Ay, nako. So, time just flies dito sa amin. Again, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga nakikinig at nanonood. I hope that this segment and also what was discussed today would add, and impart and share you this information that would help you to stay healthy, your family healthy, you as an individual, and also the community.
Yes.
That's so important. So maraming salamat ulit sa inyo.
You.
Again, thank you so much. Next weekend, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice
Enjoy
weekend.
the nice music.
Yan. Tito Toby, merong comment dito si Ma'am Janet. Ang sabi niya po ay, sabi niya, Toby Marisa Socorro, your lotus farm is so beautiful. A good place to be calm, relax, and a good place to do a lot of reflection away from the city life. A good place to do meditation. So,
thank you.
Nice to hear from Janet.
Yes. And also kay Ma'am Tina, sabi niya, totally agree po. Noon sa Manila, hirap na hirap kami. Kasi hirap ng apartment namin, kalsada at daming tricycle. Ngayon, sa bahay namin sa Bulacan, we are surrounded by many trees and very relaxing. Yan. So, mas maganda yan kapag may healing sounds, di ba?
Oo nga, dagdag lang.
Yes. So, thank you so much po, Tito Toby, for sharing that about the solitude and syempre yung music rhythm kay Tita Marisa and kay Ma'am Socorro about the orchestration, no? So we have to be united. Ay, diyan na pala si Ate Chandra. Hi, Ate Chandra.
Hello, Gaur.
Ayan, si Ate Chandra. So, Ate Chandra, anong masasabi mo sa ating segment with Tito Toby, Tita Marisa, and Tito Socorro?
Napakaganda nga, lalo na yung upcycling video na pinakita ni Tita Socorro with the there's so many things that we can do, and music, not only listening to it, also creating or producing things out of it with, inspired by it is really, really helpful. So that's really, really nice. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Tita Toby, Tita Marisa, Tita Socorro.
Yes, thank you po.
Thank you. Welcome,
Thank you so
Chandra.
much. So actually, di ba kanina, kwento muna ako ng isang storya. Like for example, kanina yung kinanta ko, yung shinare ko sa inyo, yung title ng Naawitan Ka. Sinulat ko yun nung mga 1 month pa lang tayong lockdown. So sabi ko, paano bang gagawin natin, di ba? So like for example, we want to sing kasi ako musician ako. So we want to share the good vibes with other people. So being lockdown tayo, ano bang usually ginagawa ng karamihan? Yung iba nagti-TikTok, naglalaro. Or yung iba naman nagiging mas productive sila, gumagawa sila ng nag-gardening sila.
Yes, or nagbe-bake.
Nagluluto sila, nagbe-bake. Like for example, yung mga kaibigan natin nakikita ko madalas sa stories.
Yeah.
Diba? Sa Messenger and then sa Instagram. So, yun yung ibang ginagawa nila. Pero as musicians, we want to influence others. We want to share the good vibes to others. Sabi ko, ano bang So, for the general people, we want to sing for them. So, the good thing or the best thing na i-share natin sa kanila is yung healing sound. So, sabi ko, I want to write this song. Actually, na-challenge lang ako ng isang kaibigan ko. Sabi niya, within 10 minutes, isulat mo yung kanta, ganyan.
So bago lang yun, Gaur.
Nito lang, mga April, kung di ako nagkakamali, April.
Okay.
So, sinulat ko siya, parang, yung tawag ko nga doon, encode songs eh. So, hopefully, masundan pa ng, So kasi 'di ba during this lockdown we want to share the good vibes. So sabi ko, aawitan ka. Ibigay natin yan sa mga kaibigan natin. So wala akong pakialam kahit anong sabihin. Wala ka namang ginagawa. Puro kanta ka na lang ng kanta. So what? That's the happiness that we want to share to other people. So yung ibang tao gusto nila naka ano lang sila, naka-seclude lang sila, tahimik lang sila. Yung iba naman gusto nila nagluluto sila. Tayong mga musicians, we want to share love, we want to share music, we want to share good vibes. And with that kind of music that we have is the music meditations. Napakagandang effect nun sa ating mga tao. So, not only sa tao pala, sa trees, pati sa mga hayop, gaya nga ng sinabi ni Tito Toby. Yeah. Regarding sa buong universe din. So, yun.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
Sandra, gusto mo bang bumate? Ayan,
Yes.
babatiin
Marami
tayo.
tayong babatiin na who joined us earlier pa actually during the segment of Kila Tito Toby. No? Hi, sabi ni Jiva Jimenez, maraming salamat watching from Austin, Texas. Arbo, namaste. Oo. And then we have Gurudev Espiritu, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. And then si Jai Tamayo, si Attorney Jai.
Ay, Attorney Jai, sana okay ka lang dyan.
And then sa StreamYard, meron tayong Haribol Gopalakas from Ananda Teves
Hi, good morning po, Haribol. Thank you for watching.
And nanonood rin si Doc Nash, isa pa yung
Doc Nash.
musician, di ba? Very,
One of the best musicians community, no? So hopefully, to share good vibes with us, right?
Yes. All right, so let's proceed tayo sa next segment, Gaur.
Okay, so bago tayo mag-proceed sa next segment, magkaroon muna tayo ng short break lang. Okay, so sa ating mga viewers and listeners, wag po kayong aalis. Magbabalik ang Gopalakas. Thank you very much. See you later.
Kalusugan, pangkalikasan, Gopalakas.
Magbabalik ang Go Palakas! Go Palakas! Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide. Pangkalusugan at pangkalikasan, samahan si Atty. Jai at DJ Gaur sa pagpapaunlad ng kalusugan sa katawan, isipan at espiritual. Go Palakas! Go Palakas! Pangkalusugan at pangkalikasan tuwing Sabado, 10 a.m. Philippine Time. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide. Connected ka na ba para laging updated sa mga bagong shows, promos, trending news, viral videos, events, o patok na OPM hits? Just follow us on Facebook. Simple lang. I-type lang ang letter V81 Radio. O, di ba madali lang? Kaya i-like at i-follow na. Balikan na natin ang Go Palakas! Go Palakas! Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide.
So hi, nagbabalik po tayo. And pagkatapos ng living wise, we need to proceed to the good food, which syempre ay inaabangan ng karamihan. Di ba nung nakaraan, nag-part 1 sila Ate Chris with the healthy snacks. So ngayon may part 2 yan. Good food. Ayan, ating panoorin ng the good food.
A healthy community starts at home. As mothers ourselves, we know that food nurtures and heals the body. Here on The Good Food, our focus is simple: to inspire you to eat and live healthier.
You will notice that we like to use local and affordable ingredients. This is to encourage you to try new recipes at home.
Personally, our kids enjoy these for breakfast and snacks. Maybe your children will like it too.
This quick and healthy snack is something I learned from my grandfather. We had so many wonderful memories making this at home. We usually use French bread for this, but regular wheat loaf bread works just as well. To make this, here's what you need. Start by toasting the bread on a pan until it gets nice and crusty. When it's ready, rub the garlic on the bread while it's hot. You'll notice that the garlic sort of melts into the bread. Now, pour some olive oil onto the bread and place the sliced tomatoes on top. Drizzle with more olive oil and finish it with some sea salt. Serve it warm.
Red beans or kidney beans are not only high in protein, but also in fiber. They provide complex carbohydrates and essential vitamins and minerals, such as folate, iron, copper, manganese, potassium, vitamin K1. Kidney beans are very easy to find. Check your local market or grocery for dried beans. Red beans are one of the most commonly eaten beans and are usually eaten with rice. Here's a different take on these beans that you can try at home as a post-workout snack or just a food trip merienda with the family. For this quick and easy bean pate, here's what you'll need. Once you've gathered all the ingredients, place your beans in a blender or food processor. Add in the rest of the ingredients: garlic, roasted pepper, salt, taco seasoning, and olive oil. Add in the excess bean water as needed. Blend until a smooth consistency. And just like that, you've made yourself a protein-packed, savory pate or spread. This can be used as a filling in your wrap, as a spread on bread, or a dip for chips. Here are some tips. Store pate in an airtight container. This can keep in the fridge for 3 to 4 days. You can try other beans such as white beans, pinto beans, or even garbanzos. Try to use dried beans over canned. It may take more effort to soak and boil, but it is a healthier alternative. Snacking between meals can be good for you if you make healthful choices.
We hope you like these recipes. Once again, this is Chris.
And I'm Nimai. Thank you for spending your Saturday with us. See you next week. Bye!
Yan. Ayan. So we're back. Yan. Medyo nawala ang ating internet eh. So anyways, thank you so much kay Ate Chris and kay Ate Nimay for sharing that wonderful tips, benefits, and syempre yung kanilang i-share about the beans.
Yes,
So
nagutom
sobrang
na naman ako.
actually ako rin. Nandito na yung plato ko, naka-ready na. Joke lang. Kanina yan, breakfast. But I want to learn that, syempre, alam nyo, during this lockdown, syempre, gaya nga ng sinabi namin kanina, ang daming nag-e-explore sa pagluluto.
Okay. Yes, ang dami nga ang ginagawa.
Things that, So, one of the things na pwede natin
Yes.
yung mga sinishare natin dito sa Gopalakas. So, Ate Chandra, ano pong masasabi nyo?
Ayun, isa na namang jam-packed episode, Gaur, and I hope nakikinig yung mga viewers and you're taking down notes kasi actually mapapansin nyo rin yung mga sinishare namin today and in the previous episodes, a lot of them are connected. Yung mga iba paulit-ulit nga. Maingay lang sa amin. Ewan ko kung narinig nyo yan. Pero minsan paulit-ulit nga, di ba? But it's, there's a reason why. Kasi nga all of these things are really important in terms of sa pagpapalakas ng ating mga katawan, and not only katawan, pati ang ating mga isipan. At syempre, sa atin as spirit souls, diba, Gaur?
Ayan. So, to proceed.
Okay. So,
Ayan, to
okay,
proceed, tawagan po natin ng kaibigan na si Sir Manu. Ayan. Sir Manu, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, magandang
What a
araw po ulit, sir.
thank
Welcome
you
back.
again. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Napakaganda naman na-discuss. Thank you for having me. Salamat sa opportunity. Ang daming magandang na-discuss ngayon. Next up, si Sir Nilo, right?
Yeah. And
Oo.
syempre, before that, parang may gusto ka bang idagdag sa kanina? Halimbawa, for example, nag-influence natin si Sir Nilo for the kind of music that we're in right now. So, Sir Manu, may gusto ba kayong i-add?
Yes,
Like
yes.
that?
Yeah, actually, isa rin siya sa ating mga mentor.
Yes.
Marami tayong mentor and isa siya sa ating mentor and mensahe nila is all the same eh. In essence, it's all about happiness.
Yes.
In essence, all about happiness. Why do people listen to music? Why do people do what they do? Because essentially, we all want to be happy, and no one wants to be sad, right?
Of course.
As spiritual beings, being happy is inherent within us. It is our natural state, kung sabihin. Yeah, that's why we don't want to be sad. We just want to be happy, and by nature we're happy. But due to sometimes hindi nagma-manifest ng happiness kasi napupulyot ang ating puso from all the stresses, anxieties, di ba? Di ba? Tapos so hindi lumalabas tong kasiyahan na natural sa atin eh. Tapos naalala ko, and naalala ko yung Tita Socorro was explaining, I think 3 or 2 episodes ago, just like we need to cleanse our bodies, we brush our teeth, take a bath, we also need to cleanse our heart. That's why it's a cleansing thing, it's a healing thing. Itong music meditation, that's what we do. We use these healing sounds to cleanse our hearts and cleanse our minds. And then, if you allow me, there's a song that goes, each of us is part of the whole. I can't be happy living just for myself. That's what music meditation does. Music meditation allows us to come back to our natural state of happiness and of love for others and being compassionate. Brings us all together. So in this next part, sama-sama tayo. Samahan natin si Sir Nilo sa music meditation.
Yes. Sir Manu, introduce mo ng ating music meditation host for today.
Right. Sir Nilo has prepared this music meditation session for us, and as you know, sa umpisa ng program, na-introduce si Sir Nilo. I think you've heard that. But now let's actually experience and listen to what he is talking about. When he speaks of this healing sound and uplifting. Sama-sama tayo.
Sacred sounds.
Sacred sound, right.
Yes. So let's
go. So let's go. Take it away, Sir Nilo.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. I'd like to introduce to you my little apo, Ava. Well, she's not so little anymore. Anyway, she's my master technician who helped put this whole thing together. We recorded beforehand some backing tracks that we'll be singing over. And we used this machine called a loop station, which, by the way, is the same machine that Ed Sheeran uses in all his concerts. So, to glorify our Lord and Creator, we would like to offer this chant. It's called Om Hari Om. God's energy surrounds us and pervades the universe through his laws of nature. In this energy reverberates the sacred sound of Om. So please join us and feel free to sing along. Haribo. Hari Om. Hari Om. Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Om. Hari Om. Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Om Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Om Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Om Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om. Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om. Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om. Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om.
Om Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Om Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Om Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Om Hari Om.
Haribo.
Thank you, Sir Nilo, for that wonderful music meditation.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah.
Galing.
What did you guys think? It's so
It's
nice
very,
always to
sobrang
engage
calming niya.
in music
Yes.
meditation with Sir Nilo. Just
Yeah, and ang galing
oh,
rin nung
nice.
apo niya.
Yeah, so nice. And yeah, before I go, thank you again, Sir Nilo. And as Tito Toby was mentioning earlier, let's always find time for solitude and listen to these healing sounds. Kami dito sa Music Meditation PH, even in Gopalakas and even Mancha Kirtana and Sacred Sound, yung kay Sir Nilo, no? We'd like to be of assistance in this matter. So please check out our social media, yung mga na-mention ko. And there, meron tayong mga upload, di ba, ng mga music meditation. And kung pakinggan nyo, one way is to listen to these uploads and you can meditate on it. And yeah, that's one way to do it. So you can find time, check us out. Baka may makita kayong, marami kami mga upload na baka may makita kayong magustuhan nyo.
Oo, at saka doon talaga nila, by experiencing it, doon nila ma-experience yung benefits.
Yeah, yung experience talaga. Yes, okay. Salamat, Chandra. Salamat, Gaur, sa opportunity.
Thank you so much, Sir Manu.
I appreciate it very much.
See you again next week.
Okay.
Next week ulit, sir. Yes. So, ayan. So, nandito na ba tayo sa huling yugto ng ating episode, right, Ate Chandra? And
yes, Gaur.
We have learned so much from our guests and syempre sa ating segment host, sila Tito Toby, Tita Marisa, Tito Socorro, and syempre sa Good Food segment natin, and syempre sa Music Meditation, and syempre kay Sir Mano, and as well sa inyo po, Ate Chandra.
Yes, and ako sa iyo, Gaur. From today, ang main takeaway ko is that music nga connects all of us, Gaur. Regardless kung ano age, di ba? Yung different age or generations, regardless kung anong background or status or paniniwala sa buhay, di ba?
Yes.
And yung music nga na pinag-usapan ng ating mga guests today, pinag-usapan mo, ni Manu, ni Tito Toby, and of course, ni Sir Nilo, music that is uplifting, no? Transcendental, ika nga. And is connected to God, like the mantras that they were singing. Is the best kind of music that can heal our bodies, di ba? Our minds, our environment, change our environment, but very importantly, yung pinaka-essence natin as spiritual beings. And niremind nga tayo ni Madja, doon lalabas yung ating inherent happiness. Kasi yun naman ang gusto natin. Gusto natin maging masaya. Diba, Gaur?
Opo. And ang akin namang takeaway is yung sinabi ni Sir Nilo and syempre ni Sir Manu rin na as yung tayo, kailangan natin ng material food. No? Pinapakain natin yung katawan natin ng mga masusustansyang pagkain. Humihinga tayo ng magandang hangin and we put ourselves in the nice environment. Tayo naman, yung puso't isipan natin, kailangan natin ng spiritual food, which is we can find that sa music meditation or sa healing sounds which uplifts our lives. So yun ang aking i-share sa inyo, and yun ang ating kumbaga yun ang ating conclusion ngayong araw sa ating episode. So muli sa ating mga viewers and listeners, I would like to thank you for tuning in, and for more information, and if you want to inquire, just simply contact us sa ating mga hotlines which is nandyan sa ating screen, and syempre sa ating Facebook page, mag-contact po kayo sa amin for more information, and syempre sa Music Meditation PH. And Ate Chandra, kailangan na po natin magpaalam, right? So maraming salamat pong muli sa ating mga
maraming salamat.
Listeners. Yan, so kita-kita po
Yes,
tayo
for all their
muli
kind
next
words,
week.
Gaur.
Yes. Okay po, thank you rin, Ate Chandra. So, uli, maraming salamat. Kailangan na po natin magpaalam. See you next week. Gopalakas.
Pangkalusugan, pangkalikasan, Gopalakas.
pangkalusugan at pangkalikasan, samahan si Atty. Jai at DJ Gaur sa pagpapaunlad ng kalusugan sa katawan, isipan at espiritual. Gopalakas! Gopalakas! Pangkalusugan at pangkalikasan. Tuwing Sabado, 10 a.m. Philippine Time. Dito lang yan sa V81 Radio Worldwide. Tunog Pinoy, Tatak Pinoy, your all hits, all Pinoy digital radio station, streaming worldwide. This is V81 Radio.
Ito ang paborito ng bawat Pilipino.